all of them are doing the same thing, so I'm not really sure. That's a lot of activity though. Getting some squash in. We started seeds this morning. This is biochar, and we mix amendments with it. Just put about this much or so with each plant. Gives them a really good boost from the get-go. So we do with all the tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers and squash, all the long-term stuff. This is how we store our row cover. That's daisy chained. So 100-foot row cover. It's easy to pull apart. To do it, you just start a loop on one end, get your knot, and then you're just gonna pull it through, have your loop, pull it through, loop. That's it. Victoria's getting them hand watered in and putting the insect netting on, and that's the last step. We're gonna move the chickens this morning, take them from, so they're in the woods here. We've had a lot of hawk pressure. We're gonna move them back by the where the well is. There's more grass. Generally, like when you have a really cold night or a frost, the next day you'll have higher predator pressure. That's what we've noticed. That's what a lot of people who've been in this, old timers, whatever you want to call them, have told me too. And it seems to be realistic, but now that we're done with the frost, we're gonna get them out to more of an open spot. And more grass, more bugs, more sun, they'll be happy. Alright, so we just do the Premier 1 fencing and then the coop. This is just Justin Rhodes' method, so that's it, you just move them around. Chill, dude. Jeez.
I'm hungry.
So we don't keep the coop shut to move them. We just move the feed can and they'll follow us to wherever we go. So we'll leave the fence open, bring the feed can in, hit the lid, and they'll all run in. We got lucky with the setup, and when you set the fence up, I think we have 400 feet. We got it to meet right at the right spot at the end. Doesn't happen very often. Normally you have to go through and adjust the whole fence in itself to get it to work, but we got lucky. Takes us like an hour to move those chickens and all the fencing. The worst part is taking it through the woods, but that's a good spot for them. Didn't do anything too crazy today or anything worth recording. It was just cultivating and then filling that ditch in really and move some tarps, prep for a blackberry area, and move sandbags because it's another windy day today. Alright, tree of the week. So we've got alternately spaced leaves. They're not coming from the same spot in the stem. We have this big leaf. So this whole structure is considered a leaf, and the little leaves on here that you would think were the leaves are actually leaflets. And then this, the stem it's on, is actually the petiole. So just like when you'd have a simple leaf here, like this oak, this petiole, but it has one leaf. Now you can see how this leaf is full or whatever, and then this one's separated out into leaflets. That makes this a pinnate leaf. So we have alternate pinnate leaves. So if you're using the book or Googling it, and then you look around for other clues. So we have these flowers right here, the flowers hanging. And we know it's a deciduous and not an evergreen. We have the smooth bark here with these tiny fissures in it, is what they're normally called. Those are the clues you look up, but don't ever forget one of the best things you can do is smell. And it has like a medicinal smell to it, like a Vicks or something. And yeah, that's a hickory. So look for one, look it up, try and figure it out. That smell is guaranteed though when you smell it. Something different for me today. Neighbors had a branch fall on their house, so I'm gonna go help them take that down and get it off the roof. But yeah, so I haven't climbed since my back injury. It's been 6 months, but today's the day.
So one thing I pretty much do every morning before we go out is I check on the microgreens and make sure they're all doing well. Got 2 layers of them going on. I do a lot of different ones like peas, radishes, kale, broccoli, red cabbage, all sorts of stuff. And it's basically based on what our customers want to buy. And so most of them like doing the sunflowers and the peas and the radishes and like a lot of the colorful ones. So I try and do a lot of that. And then I also come and check on if I put anything in the germination chamber to see if it's germinated yet. Ooh. These are cucumbers. They've germinated. So now I'm just gonna set them under here, under the grow light, just to get them going here. And then once they start growing true leaves, I'll put them out in the greenhouse. Oh, and I should also mention Casey put me on recording duty today, so sorry if this sucks. Okay, it's supposed to rain tomorrow, and we are really tight on bed space right now. So what I'm going to try and do is interplant some radishes in between these cabbages, just to try and get some extra space because the cabbages are growing pretty slow and the radishes are going to grow quickly. And hopefully with all the rain tomorrow we can get germination, good germination, as same as if we would just use a tarp. You can just keep the beds really wet, and that helps keep the soil moist enough to germinate the seeds. I'm also going to try and get some harvesting done, just because it is going to rain so much tomorrow. Just try and harvest some of the stuff that's outside, like the turnips and radishes and kale and Swiss chard. That way I don't have to spend all day soaked harvesting in the rain.
Another rainy harvest day. I'm gonna start harvesting carrots. Tori's starting on the Swiss chard. And, carrots are easier in the rain, and it's not raining too hard right now, but it's supposed to get worse, so when it does, we can just go harvest the tunnel crops.
Get as much harvested yesterday as we wanted, so I'll be harvesting in the rain.
Yeah, taking that limb off our neighbor's roof was unexpected, but gotta help the neighbors out. The camera is really wet. I hope I don't ruin it. cucumbers here, just pruning. It's pretty easy. So they're clipped like the tomatoes at the bottom here. You can see the clip. And then they go up the string to the top. It's just tied in between the hoops, nothing fancy. And then you want to focus the energy of the plant in the stem so it grows higher in trellises and also puts out more fruit. Now, this is a greenhouse variety. It's $1 a seed. It's really expensive, but the amount of cucumbers you get off each plant is ridiculous, and it's very, very productive, and we make good money with the cucumbers. So this method works. We did it last year. Well paid for its price in seed. So this is Katrina. The variety is Katrina, and all you really do is come through, and like this is a vegetative bud here, or sucker. And you're just gonna pull that guy off. That's gonna focus the energy here at the top of the plant. And then here's your cucumbers that stick out at the nodes. And you can see they're starting to form to decent size there. And they get smaller as you go up the plant. And that's really kind of it for pruning them. That's all we really do. There's other things to take into consideration, like you wouldn't grow these, well, you wouldn't grow these outside of a tunnel. They're a greenhouse variety. They're just big baby plants that need to be babied, but they'll be very productive. I mean, you could grow them out of a tunnel, but I personally wouldn't spend the money just to expose them to the weather like that, because they'll get fungal issues probably right away. They'll get pest issues a lot easier. When they're in the tunnel, you can control the irrigation, so these guys are really susceptible to odd growth in the fruit when the watering is out of schedule. So if you water like last year, I left the drip irrigation on in the tunnel, and it watered them all night, and all those fruits got they grew weird. They had splits in them, and you know, for like 2 nodes of the plant, I just kind of ruined the amount of cucumbers. The other thing with these guys is you gotta come through and harvest like every day. So you can see these plants there. Tori's down there pruning them now and trellising them. But that's pretty much it. The battery's about to die, so hope that helps some of you guys out there. So this morning we ordered a tunnel for over here to build a nursery, and another tunnel so you get free shipping, probably for plot 5 over here on the other side of this one. And yeah, Friday sales here from the farm went good, and then the markets went good. We think we can grow more than we're growing now to meet the demand, so let's hope it stays that way. And yeah, it's Sunday, so we flipped some beds, planted peppers. But I think we're gonna relax for the rest of the day.